Is it the shoes?
He's on fire.
Boomshakalaka! Hadouken!
Okay, so we are here with an all-new Raising a Gamer and Cool Night.
What?
What's up?
I'm good. So we're gonna be talking about one and only game that makes you rage a lot, called NBA Jam.
Okay, so NBA Jam. So some of you might know this better from the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis version. That's the one that I first started on. But the 360 version is
Easier.
Not easier, it's just newer, updated players, updated graphics, but it's still that same 2-on-2, fast-paced, shoving guys on defense, goaltending, high-flying dunks game that people my age have known for years and have loved for years. Cool Night, what has been your impressions as a newcomer to NBA Jam?
Well, NBA Jam, I haven't won yet. I've played this on my tablet before, though. I remember.
Oh, it's true. You have played it. Yeah, back in the day on the tablet. Okay.
I don't remember much of it, but what I like about it is that the music kind of is funny. I like that the speaker makes things funny and things.
The announcer?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has all those catchphrase like the Boomshakalaka and the sound effects. Yeah, the sound effects of the airplane
and the grandma. It's like you're at grandma's house or something like that.
Don't remember that.
You're rolling out of bed or something like that. I know that.
Yeah, it's definitely though a lot of high-paced action. One of my favorite things is obviously when your character gets on fire after making 3 baskets in a row. Yeah, same thing. Okay. Without the other team scoring. And then at that point he can goaltend and it won't be called. His turbo meter doesn't run out. He can make shots from almost anywhere. And when he dunks, what happens, Cool Night? Because that's probably the most exciting thing in NBA Jam.
What, you go super flying high, sometimes you do flips, and then boom!
Yeah, so they already, on the dunks, they already go high up. But when they're on fire, it's like they go high up like they normally do, and then there's this extra little boost as they go maybe another 10, 15 up, then come flying down and just rock that rim.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. However, you mentioned that you hadn't won. We were playing 2 different ways, both as a team, which for me was frustrating. Why?
Because I wouldn't pass sometimes.
Because you never pass the ball.
You never pass it.
Oh my goodness. So then we played against each other, and let's tell them about that game that we just finished. Cool Night. What were the teams?
Chicago versus Chicago.
Chicago versus Chicago. You thought it'd be funny to be the same team, okay? And what happened?
I got confused at the first.
Okay, so you actually at halftime, third quarter, you had quite a lead. You were up by 14 points at one point. Then what happened, Cool Night? Tell us.
You made 3 dunks and
I got on fire 3 times, came back, then I got a lead on you. You came back, tied it. I got a 2-point lead, and then at the buzzer, what?
It was 2 points off.
Yeah, you lost by 2 points. You had a chance to get the shot, couldn't get the shot off in time. It's a lot of fun, though. This is one that if you haven't played it since the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis days, I highly recommend. If you have a 360 or it's also on the PlayStation 3, I just a couple days ago found a copy on the PS3 at a yard sale. So you can find these. They're not super expensive, but they're not as cheap as most games from last gen are. They probably still go for $15 to $20, which isn't a $60 brand new game, but considering a lot of PS3 360 era games you can get for $3 to $5, it's a little bit on the higher end. But I think that is because it is such a fun game. Okay, Cool Night.
Ratings.
Give your ratings on this.
I don't remember my Cool Night one, so
just give me your overall impressions. What did you like, didn't like? Tell us your thoughts.
I'll start what I didn't like, because bad news is always better to go first because you forget about it after the good news.
Okay.
And so why I didn't like this is I lose.
You did get better, though. When we first started, one of the things that was getting me really frustrated is that you like to be guys that could shoot the three, which is fine, but you wouldn't, and just a little background, I've been his basketball coach for a number of years. You wouldn't set your feet to take a shot. You'd take a running three-pointer every single time, and I kept saying, you have to move your character around to get open, then stop, then shoot. Remember? Man. And you'd take all these running threes and you were airballing and having all this trouble, but then you kind of finally caught on. And that last game that we played, I mean, I was pretty lucky to come out with the win because you were beating me pretty handily for a while.
For about 2 quarters.
Yeah. So tell us about the things that you do like about it, though.
It can go on fire and wreck everyone.
Okay.
Also that, what'd you say? That you can be the same team sometimes.
Okay.
It can be confusing.
One of the things that I like is finding a combination of 2 guys that works for you, because there's guys that can shoot the three, there are guys that are really good at stealing and or shoving, because there's not fouls called for shoving. There's guys that are great at shot blocking, great at dunking. So to me, I like finding a team where you have one guy that can shoot and one guy that can protect the rim, block shots, and also be a powerful dunker. One of the teams that we were for a couple matches was the Boston Celtics. And granted, you have to remember this game is probably, I don't know what year it was, I'm guessing 2010, and I don't see it on the back of here. We were the Boston Celtics. You were Ray Allen, and I was Paul Pierce. Both of these guys are three-point shooters. Neither one of them is a great shot blocker or great at stealing the ball. So we didn't really have a great balance. But when we were both the Chicago Bulls at one game, I think both of us were Derrick Rose, and the computer player on both teams was Dennis Rodman. So you had Derrick Rose, who's fast, who can get steals, can shoot the three-point ball a little bit, and then you have Dennis Rodman, who's great at rebounds, great at blocks, great at defense. Yeah. So it was a little more of a balanced game.
If you want to play this version is, I know it says 2010 on the back.
Okay, so I was right, 2010. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, just based kind of off the rosters.
Yeah, because you got LeBron James.
But it looks really good. It doesn't look like an older age game. Honestly, if they came out with a newer version, I can't imagine it would look all that much better because it's already pretty polished looking, kind of cartoony looking.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like an older system game. Did you feel like you were playing an old game? Like I don't know if you remember, a couple weeks back we played NBA Jam on the Super Nintendo, and that looked really old. It still plays really well, but it looked, it looked like an old game, where this still looks great. Okay, so cool night. Did you give us a final grade? I can't remember with your grading scale. It's changed so much. What about a school letter grade? What would you give it?
I'm going to say maybe, I don't know, between a B minus and a B.
Okay.
It's like in the middle.
Now, you were having fun with it. This is one of the games that you're like, let's play it, Dad. Dad, can we play some more NBA Jam? Can we play some more NBA Jam? I thought you'd give it a little higher than that. Okay.
I just say a B because I have other games I like. I'm not really into sports games because
Now, I love sports games, and I played the mess out of games like NBA Jam as a kid. And one of the things I really debated doing with this was playing NBA Street alongside it so we could kind of compare and contrast. My fear was that since the controls are very different in the two games, even though they're both arcade basketball games, they're just a very different style and very different control set, so I didn't want to mess you up. So we just did NBA Jam this time, and maybe a later video we'll do NBA Street because I really love that game as well. For me, this is, I'm going to say
an A.
I'll say an A minus. Really fun game. Really glad to have gotten some more playtime out of NBA Jam. Okay, cool night. I think that's it for this video. What's something we haven't said at the end of our videos in a long time, but we probably should. If you like our videos, please do what, Cool Night?
Sub.
Cool. Anything else?
Like it.
Okay, like it, give us a thumbs up.
Hey, okay, if you like it, good. And if you dislike it, well, you're still good.
Okay, that's progress for you. You're not making threats like you have in the past for people that dislike our videos, but
Well, there's one thing.
oh.
And if you dislike this video, I'm gonna shout out and be like, this guy is weird.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you dislike it, and next video we're gonna shout you out
Ooh.
and say you're weird. Okay, that's it for us. Until next time, cool night.
I'm watching.
See you later.
And
Hadouken!